Welcome to WrestleCulture.
Oh, we are so back, baby.
Bum bum. Bum bum. I think I got that wrong. Bum bum.
I wasn't here for this, so
No,
I don't know what's going on.
Wrestling and you
Wow.
Mariah May's debut in AEW, Queen Aminata.
This is you, this. You're
I
the
lost.
instrumental man.
I don't know how this fits to the thing you told me to do, Sam.
Mayday hits and it's time for a post-match promo. A voice slagging off the stage, it stays with you until Virtuoso's music hits, she gets a huge pop and she loves New Jersey. Now she's all elite. Oh, Deanna. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WrestleCulture, joined by Adam Nicholas and Michael Hamflett from WrestleCulture to look ahead to 2024. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WrestleCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown.
We used to.
The
we
show
friggin' used to do daily podcasts. You've tanked it. New Year, old us.
show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Oh, AW Dynamite, AW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, round up the week, complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. Right, boys.
Right, I want to apologise for my part in that because I blew whatever the hell my spot was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
No.
No, I don't know Vienna by Ultravox all that well, but Wilbourn did come up to me and say, you know Vienna by Ultravox? I was like, yeah, enough. He was like, can you just do the... And I've obviously effed up the... But like...
I want on record, right?
Yeah.
I have, in all the years we've done this, I have never been... I've always finally found my way to the song. No idea what was going on there.
Yeah.
Like, literally, no idea.
A musical education for you, some might say.
I know.
An execution, did you say?
Well, funnily, let's do a bit of musical education. Do you know that Ultravox's Vienna was not #1 in the UK charts?
What?
Despite being an epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what it was held off by?
What?
Joe Dolce's Shut Up in Your Face. And I'm wondering if in 2024 you should take his advice, Wilbourn, because for you to hear, oh, Deanna, I think you could reverse engineer
Yeah,
that.
just waited from there, didn't I? So
It was
it's
when
like,
you
what's
got-
the big story of the week? Deanna Prasso.
It was when you got to the Jersey bit. I was like, well, he's doing it now.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
he's-
it works really well.
All of these people who were like, oh, I wonder what the song's going to be this week.
Can you talk rather than don't sing it again, for Christ's sake?
Oh,
can you
sweet
Can you
Jesus.
read the first few lines? Because I lost them.
I was telling the sort of backstory
Okay.
for people who are unaware. So I was saying they're wrestling in Newark. That's where they were, of course, for AW Dynamite.
Yep.
Mariah May's debut in AEW, Queen Aminata, that's her opponent.
Yep.
So just introduce you, really set the scene now at this point. The Mayday hits, that's Mariah May's finish. And it's time for a post-match promo.
I still can't hear Ultravox Vienna.
Well, if you honestly put them next to each other, John Harrison, I'm sure will.
Yeah.
Blend together.
And
I
if
think
you
even
don't
John-
get it, you know what you are? Stupid.
I
So-
think. Hey, listen, stupid
Hey,
is an abhorrent word. Stupid is an abhorrent word.
Dude,
You would never hear me call
Do you know what I'd say?
stupid.
I wouldn't say that. I'd probably say stupid is stupid does.
Yeah.
You
fell out the stupid tree and
you have a stupid brand.
hit
You're
every
tall man,
stupid
you're
brand.
tall man, small brain, like a dinosaur.
like that's what all the dinosaurs used to call each other. Tall man, small bit. You got
Adams.
little T-Rex going.
We should explain.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somehow
should
we
we?
stumbled into Shane McMahon's promo.
Shane McMahon stumbled into Shane McMahon's promo.
You were talking about Hell in a Cell or something, weren't you?
Yeah, a bit of WrestleMania trivia. There's only been 2 steel cage matches in WrestleMania
Of course.
history. Very, very far apart. WrestleMania 2, Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy, and WrestleMania 37,
King who, Bundy? Sorry.
King Kong Bundy. Shane McMahon versus Braun
You
Strowman.
two been drinking while I've been. What the fucking hell's going on here? What's going on?
It's been a weird first week back.
It's I. And we found ourselves watching Shane McMahon's promo.
Because we remembered that he cut some pretty bad ones in the build.
Really bad. Like,
Yeah,
Thunderdome bad.
He did a report card, didn't he?
Aye.
And he said sometimes words don't do it. sometimes a picture, but it's 1,000 words, so he put a picture of Braun up with a dunce hat on.
The report goes up.
And a WrestleMania 15 dressing gown or something.
The dunce hat, all these, and he just goes, I don't know if he was happy, please. I don't know if he was coming.
You know how stupid Braun Strowman was, though? He had on the next to him, he's wearing the dunce hat, and he stood next to a chalkboard, and it says 2 + 2. And he's unbelievably written 5, hasn't he?
Hey, yeah, but you know what else he's written? I am stupid, I am stupid, I am I mean,
he's not that stupid.
He's not that daft. At least he knows he can't do maths.
Shane McMahon making the noise that Michael probably wished he could have made instead of he still got it. As he
And then,
Shane McMahon made the noise that I made after he did the song.
He went 8 minutes to say, Braun just like say you're stupid. And Braun Strowman was like, that's absolutely fine. No problems there.
Everything's very good. Braun. Nobody calls me Braun.
Unless you've got a stutter, then I'll allow it.
Braun's got like, you made me look stupid on live TV. I mean, he did. But I don't think in the way he was supposed to.
How dare you make me look stupid on live TV?
It was, oh, God.
Anyway, this is a wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
It was only 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Let's just leave the memories alone. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's look ahead to 2024.
Oh my word. We're here. You don't need to look ahead. We're here.
Has The Rock changed WrestleMania?
I really hope not.
No. Next question.
Well, yeah, right.
No, he has.
I feel
Irrefutably.
like over the next 2 months, until we know, maybe with Elimination Chamber as well,
Yeah.
there's going to be lots of ranting and fear out of the potential of The Rock stopping Cody Rhodes finishing a story, coming from me. I'm coming from Sidgwick as well. I'd love to hear what Adam Nicholas feels about the return of The Rock to WWE television.
Would you?
I would love to.
Are you sure?
I really, really want to know
think
what you
you
think
would.
about that.
It was just me by myself on Tuesday, and it was quite one-sided, the feeling towards that one.
Look, hey, I will say the same thing that I said to you the other day when we were doing the fantastic NXT review on Wednesday.
We need to get a little mic for him by his thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
His contributions were brilliant.
Well, he's Big Mike, so you could bring in a junior and just put him next to me and be like, there you go.
Big Mike, Little Mike, and Nicholas's Mike.
Cardboard box, Mike. I'm happy that The Rock makes lots of people very happy and excited, right?
Yeah.
I am not one of them. And
Was there a turning point for you? Was it when he set his name on fire?
Yeah, it was probably then. But weirdly, it was probably only when I got home. Because it was like, he'd set his name on fire and it's your first WrestleMania, so you're like, it doesn't matter, it's The Rock. It's
32?
32.
Yeah.
31. 32.
32, yeah.
It's your first WrestleMania. The Rock set his name on fire. You're just happy to see The Rock. And then you're like, Rock's got his boots on. Interesting. Wrestling boots on his gimmick. And then he just like, because I was still new to wrestling, so I hadn't been burned too much like everybody else had by the Wyatt family stuff. So I'm like, I quite like these guys. This is interesting. And he kind of puts Bray over, then completely eviscerates them all one by one. No worse than Eric Rowan, who rock bottomed and beat in 6 seconds or whatever it was. And I love the bit where Austin does it, and he's like, I was talking to him backstage, and I was like, damn, son, like, what? How did you let that happen? Because he's not Steve Austin. That's why, Steve, because you can't just decide what's happening to him. And he's probably just buzzing to see The Rock. And it wasn't until I got home I was like, that's pretty crap what he did, actually. Like, 25 minutes he was probably on. Like, set his name on fire for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, making moments and stuff, wasn't it?
Capital M. And, he loves a goosebump. There's Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goosebumps. Love the people, mate. Yeah. Love them. People, love them. Electricity. Hoo-hoo! Buzz off electricity, me. Proper love it.
This side, D's nuts. And this side, there's a double.
Yeah. And you know, guess what? I'm finally back again. Yeah. Finally. Again. Finally. $7, lads. How many bucks did he have in his pocket?
Yeah. So the story goes, I think.
So I mean,
brought it up before.
I'm not a historian.
Yeah.
Just saying. Listen, I just think it's a shame that a lot of people miss out on what they could potentially be doing in wrestling because Dwayne turns up and has a
picturing you like cross-legged on the stage here.
Yeah, he has a
Dwayne shows
and
up.
he has a film to promote, or he has like. He just wants to steal.
In this case,
he wants to steal someone else's moment. When he turned up, and everyone was going like mad because he turned up for that one that started on Fox for SmackDown. Remember?
Yep.
Becky Lynch didn't need The Rock to help her. I know she had a great time, but this is where I think it gets lost. She was doing perfectly fine on her own. She didn't need the rub off The Rock. If anything, The Rock needed the rub off Becky Lynch at that point. She was the man, and he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll just attach myself to you, and I'll come on the first show and take all the spotlight so that everyone can see I'm trending. Hashtag The Rock. And I will beat up Baron Corbin.
For a bit, wasn't
Loves
he, as well?
trending.
Boots to asses.
Beats up Baron Corbin. When's The Rock done the end of days? Never. Never, ever. Oh, we've got an elbow. Oh.
Give me an end of days, Rock.
Yeah, I'd love to see him take an end of days.
Yeah.
Although his next film wouldn't come out for 2 years because he'd be injured afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and this is the thing, right? You've said he comes
I
back
am
when he's got a
excited,
film
though.
to promote.
Yeah.
This dynamic is strange.
Or when he's not allowed to act.
He's kind of got now to promote, and that's why he's back. The dynamic has shifted a bit, isn't it?
It was almost like, do we need him? That's when that last year was. I know there was a lot of talk.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. I still don't believe him when he says that they were supposed to be. That match was locked in. When he's on that interview with Pat McAfee before he turned up on the SmackDown. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it. He knows what he's doing, but people like him, and this does, for better or for worse. How many stars do you want at WrestleMania? All of them, please.
Yep.
That's great. Like, I think that's class. I really do. He's not, for me, I don't need to see him, but I'm sure I'll pop when he's there. And I don't want to put a burner on anybody else who's really excited about him, because you should be. Great. It throws a spanner in a lot of works for me. And Punk was never wrong when he was talking about this thing of, like, how do the other people get their shot? If it's just always like, bring him in and just have him. Imagine if Cody was finished at Mania.
Punk can say it this time.
He can't say he's now. He is him now, of course. Yeah. That's the irony's there. I get it. But like, if you're Cody now, it's twitchy couple of months. They've done a really good job to get him this far, like Cody, and keep it relevant. We were all excited about Cody and Mania, aren't we? Sorry, I realise I'm talking a lot now. This is what Dwayne does to me.
No, I agree.
But now you're like, ooh, and arguably, as a man who loves, like, money is the one to go for when it comes to wrestling, in terms of, like, pick the match that's going to sell. It's hard to deny The Rock. The Rock's history's there.
Yeah, you've said it. Like, people like him, people love him, don't they? That, like, you see the graph for the Raw ratings. It's ridiculous. Like,
He's tangible. He's the same as Punk. He's the same as Lesnar. A tangible figure that will move needles. Blah blah blah.
He moves difference makers. It's like, and I'm saying this from literal first-hand experience. Like, anecdotally, let's just say hypothetically that there was a work excursion, like, around WrestleMania. I can't speak to that. Like, I am not on it this year. I am going as a fan, as a tourist to Philadelphia. I'm going to, like, live the WrestleMania experience, like, sort of the old-fashioned way. Really, really excited to do it. But myself and my cousin, who were traveling together, thought, should we just hold off on buying tickets? Big stadium. We'll get seats somewhere in the building, like, day of if we want to. Let's see what other shows are kicking around, and we'll just get the seats day off. And then Punk comes back in November, and I am immediately a little bit like, what if every seat gets sold? Of course, in a massive stadium, they won't get sold. And then The Rock comes back, and my cousin, who was much cooler at these things than me, on Tuesday, like, I've been rethinking a little bit about the. We now have WrestleMania tickets. Long story short, we now have WrestleMania tickets. It's like, man, Triple H has got the hottest hand maybe in, like, recent WrestleMania history. Not only has he consolidated the current existing main roster to not require the stars of old, he is potentially sitting on them all the same. This is no longer the era of, we sort of need The Rock, or we sort of need Brock, or we sort of need Steve Austin. It's like, they could be the icing, no, they could be the cherry on the icing on the cake. The cake is Raw.
That for me
the cake is Raw. SmackDown is icing, and now it's like, should we just have the biggest stars ever for the cherry?
That for me would be the crowning of this.
Yeah.
If he can, like, if he figures out a way to do this where everyone wins, like, you still get your Cody, and Wilbourn still wins the belt. The Rock's still involved. I don't want the triple threat. It has to be one-on-one for me, but who knows what they'll try and do just to squeeze everybody in. Punk, Seth, or whatever it is. Like, if Triple H manages to pull it off where he gets everybody that you want on this card in a place that you are satisfied with, and it goes off, that's got to be one of the biggest achievements. Because, like, when have you ever been able to say there's too much star power? That's what the problem is. There's too many stars to put on the card. Actual stars, not just bodies to put on WrestleMania cards. Actual stars.
There's a dream scenario, and I say dream because I just don't think it can possibly happen. But there is I remember this being discussed before Punk came back, because Punk and Seth started to feel like the main event that satisfies both men immensely, doesn't it? Yeah. Punk gets what he always wanted. Yeah. Seth gets that validation of closing a WrestleMania in this Roman era where he just thought he never would. So there's, in terms of Triple H's talent management, there's a big win there for the two of them. But I remember the little mini tournament being discussed, wasn't there, in the era when it was going to be Rock and Roman, of, well, what if you did Rock and Roman and Cody and Cena on night one, and it's like winner plays, basically like, are we old guys or new guys? Like, what's the real quiz in 2024?
Yeah.
And it's Roman takes his belt tonight too, and Cody takes the fact that he's, not only am I ready to be him, I've just beaten him, and now I ascend the next night. But do you really have those guys working twice? You know, does that not diminish their aura on night 2? Does that not sort of take spots of night 1 away from others that otherwise wouldn't make it onto WrestleMania? It's like funny phrase that we have in football, in soccer. Selection headache.
It is.
But it is a headache.
It's a headache.
Like
headache.
it's you want this, but it is a headache.
There's a way to do it. There is a way to do it, I'm sure, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the way I thought it was, the solution was, it's difficult because obviously it's like, you don't not have Rock on WrestleMania if the option's there. I know you want, if you want to do the match, you could do it Elimination Chamber. What if they did, this has just come to me, what if they did earlier on night 2? Night 1 is what it is, Punk, Seth Rollins main event. Earlier on night 2, Rock signs a contract. You've got a WrestleMania match. And it's against a member of the Bloodline. But that member is Jimmy Uso. The winner of that becomes the special guest referee for the main event between... I just want Cody and Roman, okay?
Just beats him in a second.
Yeah.
Like does the Rowan thing to beat Jimmy Uso, yeah.
The other thing is, and it's, I can't believe that this has happened again, but I just saw it on paper. It was probably on Twitter or something. Like, the amount of days he'd have to go to beat Hulk.
Oh, no, man. Those stress me out, those infographics.
It's too close.
I can't take it.
I remember last year now.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with Miller. Me and Miller were walking towards the stadium with all the boys. And we're talking about it. What is it going to happen? Is Cody going to... And I remember saying to Miller, I was like, Triple H loves wrestling history. Like, he loves it. Like, he would brand himself as being a wrestling historian.
Yeah.
Like, loves the era, you know, that's why he wanted to get Bruno back. It was all, like, the history of it is massively important to him, and he fancies himself to be in it somewhere along that line.
Yeah.
If he can have a guy who, I said it then, if he can have a guy who beats, whose record was it? That was Morales at that point.
Yeah. We're on the way. I think we're passing Bruno's second run any day now.
But then there's like...
Bruno had 2 months.
He'll
never beat that.
Not the Punk one. The Hulk one isn't that far away, and it is Hulk Hogan, and it is like... Oh, could just get him out of history books a bit, couldn't we? Like, because that's probably better PR-wise for them. Are they going to do it again? And if they do it again, because to me, Cody can't lose again, so you have to just not be in that match, and it means something has to happen at the chamber or something. It's a mess, isn't it? Because we said it last time, I don't think they could do it 1 year, and they've almost managed to do it, but they still haven't technically do it 1 year, because we've got 4 months now, and Cody's crapping his pants. They're never going to be able to do it a year in 4 months.
Year.
It's just not going to happen.
I was saying to Wilbourn after it was like I was watching Raw live, and obviously X was going mad, and one of the first tweets I saw as The Rock was appearing on television just really stuck with me, and it was somebody who put in speech marks, but can Cody get Omos off his feet? Oh, man. And then you read it, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Because as you say, if Cody isn't winning the belt, he's got to be nowhere near Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And then
what's he doing?
And then what's he doing? Is there anything that, like Cody Punk, it's probably my personal dream match in all of wrestling, but is it really, like the stage doesn't feel right? WrestleMania 40, there's this, and unfortunately 20 is what it is, but like, Brett wrestles twice and wins at 10. Benoit has to wrestle 2 people in Shawn and Hunter to win his belt. Bryan has to wrestle twice to win. Like, there is a idea that Cody wrestles twice. He has to just do that little bit extra to get what he deserves. And then you're thinking, well, do you just do Rock and Roman on night 1 and Royal Rumble win Cody on night 2? Or so, is there a way to have Cody work twice and make it work? There's
to be solo or whatever.
I wonder if there's maybe some marbles in that for night 2, because realistically, you've got, but this is where you see, I think it'll get messy. It's fun to do this, though, I guess.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I can't imagine The Rock signing up for night 1. I just don't think his ego is that guy. I think he wants to be the guy when the lights go out on night 2. That's, to me, who he is.
Oh, man.
And I hate that, but that's who I think he is. But if he did, if there's a way of doing it as well as having, but then, see, the problem is then, that, because in this theory I was going to suggest, if Punk and Seth also on, but they don't main event it, which would defeat the whole purpose. But what if Punk's whole game was... So then, come the second night, heading towards the challengers for main event are Roman, who's just beaten The Rock, Punk, who may or may not have beaten Seth Rollins at this point, Cody, who just wants to have something. Just give me an actual belt.
Yeah.
Just a normal belt to keep my pants up or something. Anything.
I keep giving all my weight belts away.
Anything. I need to stop writing these stories now. Like, maybe you put some kind of chase in there, but I just don't think it works. There's just too many. And like, how would you do it?
Can you imagine, like,
Triple threat and
Think about the investment now, though, in the Rumble. Because, like, if
That's
Cody wins the
huge, yeah.
Rumble, then you're like, oh, okay, it's fine.
it's fabulous drama for the Rumble. It really is. Like, you want this situation going at the Rumble. You want like so many potential winners and stars that could like mix things up. I'm thinking of like we joke about the 4:59 on a Friday email that you want to send. Can you imagine Triple H pacing the corridor at like 4:45 on Friday? Everything all right, Paul? Yeah, I've just got to go tell CM Punk that we just need him to wait one more year.
Yeah.
Like
It could be
It's going to be the main event of WrestleMania.
Got a big plan.
41.
Yeah, we really want you for 41. We're going to give you The Rock in the main event. Are you, Paul? Are you really? Yeah.
It could be an interesting like test because we always said when he came, and you have got a bet with Andy Murray going on about this, is how long he's going to stick around for. That's a hell of a carrot. Like,
Promise
you'd be
you.
good.
41.
So funny.
Night
It's like,
2.
what did we say to you? The WrestleMania main event. So there's the main event tapings that are happening before WrestleMania, and you're going to be on them, buddy. And we promised you, and we've given you what we have.
It's the Simpsons guy. No, money down.
No money down.
Dr. Joe 988 says, thank you for everyone for their comments and the donations and what have you. With Roman's light schedule, do you see him pulling double duty night one, bookending it with Cody in the opener and Rock at the end of the night? There's so many different permutations.
Like,
It's hard, isn't it?
do you know what? Right,
Just have 3 nights of WrestleMania, then we've sorted it.
1 week of WrestleMania.
The simplest way, and I'm sorry if this ends up trampling on a bunch of other comments, the reality of finish the story and Cody Rhodes and all of this, the whole thing is only what they've promoted it to be.
Yeah.
If Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns for the WWE title in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, that's not me being uncompromising.
No.
Anything else is a compromise. It's
a cop-out.
All
Not
of
just
those.
a compromise, cop-out.
Like, that is the thing. When they didn't do it last year, and I was like, and me and you have had pull aparts in this podcast studio, basically the only sort of way out of that is a 12-month wait followed by absolutely pyro going off.
Yeah.
It's all of those things or kind of none of them. And that's fine because, as you say, it might be the Rock end of WrestleMania and we could all have a great time. And it's like, there is still a potentially fantastic show.
Did I say that Rock ends WrestleMania we have a great time? If I said that, that doesn't include me. I'll not have a good time with that.
So in order for that to happen, like, I'm at the moment, I think, clinging on, and this is sort of panic on my part, because I want all that. I'm clinging on to the rumour that's going around that basically the proverbial dump truck of money was parked outside the Rock's lawn by the Australian government.
I like this.
We want him.
I'd take that.
It's in a massive stadium. The setting is very much The Rock versus Roman Reigns. It's just not WrestleMania.
Because they did Cena Roman, I saw. What, No Mercy, was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This would make sense to me because of the brand, The Rock. Ignore The Rock, the person, the brand, The Rock. Maybe he hasn't cracked Australia yet.
He hasn't trended there.
Maybe he hasn't trended there yet.
He worked global warming 2002, so it'd be quite nice for him to say, finally, The Rock has come back to Australia.
He worked global warming.
He did, yeah. It was his fault. He started off. He was so electrifying.
He's actually just booked global warming as The Rock. That's it. Maybe that's it. And I hope I'm wrong. I honestly hope I'm wrong. I think it has to be Cody. I think also because surely you just want to get it. You are so close. Like, you've done an incredible job to get that whole year. Just wrap it up.
Don't fall at the final hurdle.
A bigger meme than it's become.
You don't even need to win the Rumble for me, Cody, to go to the main event.
I couldn't.
I like it, but I could. Yeah, you can definitely swear
I
that.
can have him
one.
doing other stuff. There's definitely better ways I think more creative ways to like leave it till the last minute, but give him it and then we can wrap it. It doesn't matter. That's just gone now. And then, but I just don't know what version of Rock coming back. Because is Rock coming back to job?
Well, that's nobody knows. Do
you know what I mean? It's not.
God, the Fed's so goated in it. Can you remember Dallas 2 freaking years ago? It was like, well, there's Brock or nobody.
Yeah.
We've got to do this unification match,
this is
and
what I
nobody
mean.
cares about that really. But there is nothing.
I could.
We got Steve Austin, thank Christ.
Stole the belt of a small child. So.
Steve Austin, thank Christ, and then nothing. That's how burned all of these things are. And here we are 2 years later.
It's genuinely
Pat McAfee.
You'd rather be in this situation though, wouldn't you? So it's good to have a headache. Like we say, it's worrying. The only one I really worry about, I want to see finish, is the Cody thing. If Cody was somehow not involved in any of this, which would be stupid.
Yeah.
I have no other issues. Do it, book it whatever way you want. really, am I not bothered if Punk main event's night one? Not really. You should have to earn it. But if they're going to give him it, cool, give him it. Just has to be Cody night 2, main event, winning the belt. Everything else, whatever.
Let's get some comments. Jeff Raidmaker says, the only WWE I watched after WrestleMania last year was Bad Bunny's entrance, specifically because they didn't pay the dream off. If they planned on Cody this year, but takes a turn because of Old Rock, I won't bother for another year. And
that's like, to be fair to Jeff there, so he said he doesn't watch WWE outside of it, but that is the opinion of people that are probably watching weekly. And the faith and the trust has been restored. And why I thought it was such a catastrophe last year was like, you flushed it. And then especially after the Raw the next night.
And it was high at that point as well, wasn't it? It was like...
Yeah, and Vince is back and it's like, you've killed it. You've absolutely killed this. You've knackered it. And then it takes another year of building up the trust and Triple H sort of... It's crazy, isn't it? I'm not saying it's all Vince bad, Triple H good. Effectively repairing 48 hours of Vince returning to his old scene.
Yeah.
Right, thanks, Vince. I've got to put in another year. Appreciate that, Dad. Like that, and he's done it. And here we are. It's Rumble season. It's mega exciting. The possibilities seem endless, but you got to do it. You will. Triple H should know better than anyone because he sent people packing with his run.
Yeah.
You will lose people. You would chase people away if they get sick of the thing that you are trying to sell them, and he knows that better than most because he watched those numbers go down when he was holding the belt. So like,
this is what I mean. There's about people changing plans. Dr. Joke is back and says, Champ Rock versus Cody after beating Roman in Perth. No, it has to be Roman that Cody beats to win the big one.
This is the thing.
Yeah. And at what point, so like I say, all those things that are listed, when you lift one out, the whole thing tumbles, and then it's up to you to decide, can I rebuild my emotional investment in this? Cody Rock is an interesting one, because Cody beating The Rock is about the biggest, outside of beating Roman is the biggest rub you can offer. It's like, you know what?
Could that be the main of Elimination Chamber?
Cody and The Rock.
Cody and The Rock. No, Cody and... Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my brain just did a fart there. Cody and The Rock. And it's like, Rock gives it the beans about the head of the table, and he just comes out and it's like, no way.
Not this time.
It's like, if you want it, you got to go through me. And he can't do that, but he puts him over on the proviso that Rocky will get a shot at some... Not this Mania, but Rock's like, I'll do a job, but I'm coming back. Because to promote... It's fast... 12 in whatever, how many years' time?
Like I saw somebody...
He's in the next Fast film, so...
Somebody sharing the clip of
I saw...
You see the Young Rock clip where
And I swear, it's just a little one. He's a fuck, man, isn't he? Like, it's never just easy. It's just like, I get it, you've got a brand, but just come back because you actually want to wrestle. Like, if I believed it for a second, it's just bollocks. It's bollocks. I don't know how he's done it. He's got them all in there.
I just want to see him. I get
it. I get it.
People do.
But I totally get it. I've never actually seen him in a proper match. I've seen him do the 6 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
I was he was long gone before I got back in. So
it's one of them things, right? As well. Like I think everybody, if you could have it now, right? Cody beats Roman in night 2, WrestleMania wins the belt. Like. Everyone would let anybody have any scenario you wanted. Like it's
literally,
like there's that Young Rock thing where Rock is like sort of saying, "Oh, maybe I'll fight you when you're older, kid. We'll be in the main event at WrestleMania." It was baby Roman Reigns, so that whole thing. It's like, so if I said to you now, WrestleMania 41, like Cody's on the undercard. By this point, he's been demoted. It's like, who cares?
I don't care.
People are clinging on, rightfully so, in my opinion. Yeah. 40 has got to be right, and then you can do whatever the freak you want.
It's a free pass for a year. That's what I mean. You literally do whatever you want. It's the one thing you need to do to be like, there you go.
Yeah.
Told you should have stayed it out. And that's good. There's somewhere, all I can hope is there's a picture from back in the day, somewhere, of The Rock.
Must be. Of
Dwayne and Cody. Somehow, Dusty's bumping into somebody in that backstage.
Rocky Johnson and Dusty with the kids.
Yeah, with the kids or something. Yeah. And I mean, if that picture exists, and Triple H has seen it, yeah, exactly. Like, you're like, boom, let's do that. That's two, because that's two dynasties in themselves, isn't it? Like,
wrestling does have more than one royal family, I am told.
It does. Just not more than one Rock, sadly.
Let's run through some more comments before we get to the hashtag blogging quiz. Actually, I want a quick speed round of your predictions for 2024. Matt Rains says, Happy New Year, brothers. Happy New Year, Matt. Goated SmackDown preview. Less fed, more footy. Both kinds, if anything. Hope you all have a great weekend. Special Dadley's Derby Legends Lounge coming up. Stay tuned. Cheers, gents. Yes, it is. Newcastle versus Sunderland.
Matt Rain's going to try and stir some shit, and it's not going to work.
On Twitter, he will, for you and Sidgwick.
Yeah.
It won't work here. There's no chance.
In the podcast Horseman ranks.
Yeah. For like 90 minutes, for the first time in our history as friends and colleagues and anything, for 90 minutes, we will be enemies, but we'll be 90 minutes where we won't see or speak to each other.
That's it, basically,
It's Schrodinger's enemies, where it's just in a box, and it's like, okay, hope you lose for 90 minutes, and after I'll be like, oh well, whatever the result is, win, lose or draw, I'll be like, well, that's it.
The little handshake emoji at full time across the WhatsApps. And
Little one,
and that'll be that.
I like that idea. I sent you, but he didn't reply because he's a bad replier sometimes. It's like
It's true.
If Carmi and Richie at the start of season 2 of The Bear, where they're like, best pals, man, they're like screaming at each other through the fridge door.
No,
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Matt Ray, the Legends Lounge is a genuinely lovely thing from a genuinely awful person. And Matt's established this, where like a lot of people come together on a Friday night, share the drinks night. It's a nice thing on X community of some of our listeners. There's going to be, Matt, he's got a pint for everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be a pint called like Derby Day. There's going to be like 68% or something.
It's
going to be like a pint of Guinness.
You don't think he's found a bottle of brown ale for that?
It's brown ale, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Or like,
I nearly brought one in just as a bit to be like,
a Guinness, but it's red.
What? With white, just layered it somehow.
You want a bottle of brown ale? Go to the frigging Black Cats bar at the Stadium of Light. They've probably got it like in high supply. Like they've probably got a special ordering.
I still can't believe that.
Just don't sit in the reserved seats marked Shearer and Keegan.
I literally had to message him and say like, "This is not legit."
I couldn't believe it.
This is photoshopped or whatever it is.
Do you know what really threw me was the Hawaii. The correction.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Like there's
madness.
There was one. Somebody's like circled. He's even got in on the glass and says "Cheer up, Peter."
I saw that,
and it's like, yeah, that's just the song. Yeah, like that was a Sunderland song. And then like at Newcastle, obviously, add rude words to it. Yeah, but like it's like that isn't abuse. That's just our thing. But see, because there's so many changes, it's like we assume we must have done that. Yeah.
Detached from it, probably the people who are scribbling. That's so weird, man. I'm trying to think what the good example is for the people at home who are either American or just don't understand soccer.
Like if you're a wrestling fan, it's like Shane McMahon walking out on Nitro and going like, "That's mine now." Well, thanks very much. It's mine now.
I guess so.
Like it would be. Yeah, any sort of...
Was it like the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees hate each other, basically?
Yeah.
Imagine you go to a Boston Red Sox game, and in the Boston Red Sox box, like a private box or whatever, they've literally defaced their own box to put the logos and brandings of their team
Go
on.
Yankees.
To be like, hey, welcome to the stadium to play your fiercest rivals. Enjoy our hospitality.
CM Punk turns up at the All-State on the day of Money in the Bank 2011. He's like... Get these Chicago flags down. I want John Cena t-shirts everywhere. We need to make him feel as comfortable as possible. It's a very scary place for me.
He's got Cena on his trunks.
Everybody here loves
Cena's head 4 times instead of the 4 stars of Chicago.
Look after him when he arrives. It's going to be very scary for him tonight, and I want him to do his very best.
Yeah. What do we always say in Chicago? Hustle, loyalty, and respect. That's what we do.
So weird.
Madness, yeah.
More comments coming in. OG Stem Cell says, Happy New Year, guys. Glad to see you back. Thank you very much. What do you guys want to happen the most in wrestling this year? Swerve needs to be world champion for me.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
I think that's a good shout, but not that I want to just like piggyback off that, but there is a feeling at the moment around Swerve where he is so undeniable that the old AEW would just do it. You'd already know that you were preparing to watch, much like when it was Hangman, much like when it was, kind of Kenny, but then not so much, but like definitely with Hangman, where it was like, I can't wait to see him win the title, a thing I know is going to happen because I can trust this company. Yeah. That's where we're at with Swerve, and they haven't got many things that people are super invested in. It's a bit, we talked a lot about Cody and stuff. It's a bit like...
It does feel like that
the soul of the company kind of relies on Swerve winning the title.
Feels like that kind of stake, I would agree.
Yeah, you need to get the fans and yourself back in lockstep. And I think Swerve becoming champion is a big part of that in 2024.
It's a big one for Tony Khan, that, isn't it? Like a good banner landmark. He's already done the Continental Classic where he's called it the experiment to see about the ratings and how people react to having that on TV. It sounds like it went well.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's just him trying to like... smooth over the fact things haven't been going great or whatever. But if you see more of this product, this is what people came for. This is like, and it's obviously working to a certain extent. Building that trust back up is going to be hard and a slow process. But as one Papa H has showed you, it can be done.
Can be done.
It can be done. I joke, of course, because I know it's like it's going to be a long road. I feel it still seems like there's just a few things, just a little bit of miss, shall we say? I'll leave it at that.
Tiffany Stratton moving up to the main roster and winning a world title for me.
Win a world title.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No messing about. Get her up there. She's so talented. Have the fun you're going to have in NXT. We all know it's going to happen in the interim where she's got to be a ranch hand.
I can't wait for that.
And then get her in the Rumble. And, we talked about her potentially facing Bianca, for example, at WrestleMania. I wouldn't do title stuff then, but in the latter half of the year, absolutely put the title on her. She'd be the perfect title holder to go into WrestleMania 41 for me.
I've started to get the inkling, and again, everything seems to flow through this man at the moment. I don't know if Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns will be together this time next year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be a split we see in 2024. But a lot of this is, for the longest time in your head, hinged on Roman losing the belt at WrestleMania 40 and then hit babyface turn, hit whatever you want.
Because you're all waiting. You're waiting to see that bit. And then after that, it's literally like, okay, loads of possibilities again now. Because this belt, and that's no shit on Roman, actually. I think he's probably earned the time he takes away for my money. Mm-hmm. I don't watch it every week, so don't kill the messenger. But like, having someone back who's going to be there every week and have the belts and just one belt, please. Just one belt. Someone has it on the waist. Yeah, that's it.
And I think the suggestion of Paul Heyman managing Braun Breaker on the main roster is a hell of a shout as well. Yeah. It's going to be a big year for him.
Nice to establish. I like that they give Paul Heyman's bloodline the narrative reason for why Ava.
She's got a surname. She's Rock's daughter.
That's right. Yeah. Being the new Shawn Michaels assistant on NXT.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the Rock's coming back. He's just going to help her out with the admin.
Do you think he just said bloodline because, like, if he'd wrote, forgive Shawn Michaels for the terrible things he said about your father and family, you wouldn't be able to see it on camera?
I might have been too small to pick up on camera. I tell you what, I'm excited to see what they do in 2024. Who they do. What are words anymore? I've been watching too many Shane McMahon videos. I can't wait to see how they have Gunther lose upwards and enter that elite tier of wrestler. As a star that he is, it's been amazing. Like, his run has been great. The building of him, the fact, like, you can literally name his losses on, you'd be lucky to fill one hand.
Yeah.
Like, what happens with him? Like, because obviously whoever they decide, whether it's Chad Gable, whether it's somebody else, to take the belt, he then has to go right up into that picture of like, all right, now we've got a new player up here.
By bashing Berlin, yeah.
How does it work?
Timeline looks nice with him losing the belt at Mania, doesn't it? To get him ready.
How many months from there to...
it's July, is it? It's about 4 months.
August, July,
That's a pretty good stint, isn't it?
Gunther Cody.
That's a good stint.
Feels massive if all has gone.
There you go, and you do what you like. Do what you like.
Yeah,
This
you can do anything. That's it. You can do anything.
Bushin Ryu Cat says, Rock versus Roman for the head of Bloodline. He's wasted on WrestleMania. Call this event WWE Samoan Clash. One match, Roman Rock in a volcano match by a real volcano. Fixed it.
Boom.
Love all of it, except it's WWE, so it's got to have alliteration. Samoan Smash.
Yes.
There you go.
And Roman has in his shoes a built-in like ejector thing, so he can get away if the volcano goes off. The Rock doesn't. What do you reckon?
I think you've called Matt Reigns' drink, by the way, because he's just said Derby Day, you say, with lots of eye emojis.
Roman Reigns finally
has come back to the volcano.
Inverts the palette with his gear this year. Big red trousers at WrestleMania with a black glove.
Roman the big red dog.
Just Darryl says, surely Solo splits from Roman before WrestleMania. Does Rock Elimination Chamber serve as the catalyst for that? Cody said Roman would be a chief without a tribe, after all.
Yeah, I still maintain they've told the story backwards, but the idea that Roman is completely alone, so you can't have the Solo finish, I do like that. Like, if there's a way that they can narratively explain Solo's absence, like, I would quite like, especially if he's not in a match, you have Solo out there again, and they're like, not again, please, not again. And that triggers John Cena's return. And he chases Solo off.
That immediately, when you were talking that through without you saying anything, I was thinking, what if Cena just came out?
And it's like he looked so forlorn when Solo battered him in Saudi Arabia earlier this year. Like, relatively sort of...
new hair? New hair as well?
New hair.
Some hair. Like...
Come on now. That's not fair. Poor Johnny boy.
Look... Like,
hey, it's going to happen to all of us at some point.
It's going to happen to all of us. Maybe not you. I don't know. But like, it's going to happen.
I think it'll happen to me.
It's going to happen to the rest of us, but that egg in a nest. Come on, John. Like, there's no shame in it. There's no shame in being bald. Get rid.
Well, maybe he just likes it. Maybe he's just accepted who he is.
I'd be like, it's full Bobby Charlton.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to. Nah, I'd have to go. If I ever was going, it's gone.
Oh, I thought you meant John Cena.
Yes, I meant.
I thought you meant you would do that.
Oh, no. No, I'd just have a toupee, probably. Funny, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Adam Wilbourn. And you just like,
Hey!
The possibilities.
like Kevin in the office, you wouldn't acknowledge. Your hair's completely different colours yesterday.
Why have you got black hair now? What's happened there?
Just happened.
I can't say how that's happened. It just has. I was actually about to say something about the main event with Cody and Roman last year. I need them to hit the narrative beats the way I genuinely thought the way they had those narrative beats and had like the people who Roman had wronged came out and got involved and everybody got that piece and it was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Miller literally was sitting there, he said, oh my God, they're literally doing like everybody's coming out to get the pound of flesh that they're owed off the tribal chief.
It was perfect.
And it was perfect. And then it's like,
And yet,
then
it's made
Solo's
his way
back.
another year, so.
Yeah.
The
The threat of Solo is real though. They're going to have to do that spot because
Yeah.
it's something that'll be on all of our minds and it happened last time. So
Gets to set up to it and then just goes, right back down.
He gets the small spike ready, but like earlier on, somebody did that like thumb trick. He's like, oh God, it's gone. He doesn't know that he's got his thumb.
Someone's got my nose as well back there.
Cody reveals that like dog tags, but it's actually his thumb he's got on a chain.
It is.
Yeah, looking for this. So yeah, spikes him with his own
Goes
thumb.
to do it, puts him in a Chinese finger trap. Oh no!
So he gets his thumb out. He goes, all of a sudden his thumb's a rubber chicken. And God, he just knows sells it. Not this year. Like,
No, he goes to do it, and he's hitting a human-sized rubber chicken that Cody's managed to swap out for himself like that. Oh my God,
Lights
it's a rubber
off, lights
chicken.
on
Lights off,
again.
and Cody's there. Boom, nails him, gets Roman,
Turns around
nails
spear.
him. Yeah. Out of his shoes, done. End of the story.
Rock comes out and goes, we're not doing it like this. And I'm like, Hogan. Built again.
Yeah, he comes out, he's like, we're not going to end it like this. There has to be a proper finish. Rings the bell. Oh, by the way, I'm also in the match now. Rips his clothes off. 2 rock bottoms. Wins the belt. Hey! Goes home. Wrestles for 6 minutes, the same amount of time he wrestled Eric Rowan. And off he goes.
I'm not going.
The end.
All right, I've got to run through lots of comments because we've got to get to this hashtag bloody good quiz. Jeff Raidmaker says exactly what Hamflett said. I was invested because of Cody and Sammy. Watched from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. I understood why Sammy lost, but I had Cody's win to look forward to. Cody lost and it broke my trust in WWE's process.
And many others, I imagine.
Mark Lee Willis also says Roman is Clifford the Big Red Dog. What else have we got here?
Clifford the big dog.
Michael Laverley III says, true story, I went into a gas station and left my phone in the car. My phone then connects to my car stereo whilst I'm still in the store. I walk out and all I hear is there in the Judgment Day.
Nice.
What else have we got
How
here?
was that?
I was getting quite worried. Phone in the garage, I was like, is this going to end with a fire?
Yes.
What's happening here?
John Catter says, here's how you book WrestleMania 40. Cody Roman night 1, Roman loses title. Roman Rock night 2, Roman loses head of the table.
Slow down, go again.
Cody Roman night 1,
Yeah.
Roman loses title. Roman Rock night 2, Roman loses head of the table. Doesn't need headline.
Again?
Doesn't need to headline. I think the second night, I assume John means.
This feels like the thing I'm going to be saying constantly just to make myself feel better until we know for a fact a match is locked in. I get it, but I've laid out the thing.
Yeah.
Like we all know that
Yeah.
like that anything else is a
agree.
compromise, isn't it? Like
I agree. And it's the one for me is I don't see when The Rock faced Cena both times with the main event both times. Yeah. I just don't see. I don't see it not being.
because Punk wanted in the second one.
Yeah.
He said, "I get.
Punk
Yeah, it's
wanted in.
a
He's like,
rematch.
put me
We
in.
can
And he was like, you can even put me in a triple
pin me in a
threat,
minute.
like, have me pinned,
Eliminate straight away. Yeah.
It's the second time people aren't as invested,
Just
and they're
wanna
still
see
like,
it.
no, it
Yeah.
has to be the main event. It has to be a singles."
Like the Dwayne, isn't it? Jeff also said earlier on, apologies, I've gone completely backwards with Jeff comments, but he says, the boys are almost completely back in town. What does Mariah May need to change to differentiate herself from Timothy Stratton? Same gear, similar attitude, but really good in her post-debut backstage promo.
I hadn't made the connection until he said it, to be fair. So, like, I get where he's coming from. Now he said it, but not a lot. Like, the offense is different.
Yeah.
Like, Tiffany's a bit more of an aerial attack type, and Mariah May is a hard-hitting, stiff shot type. Similar looks, but not so similar that I think they have to worry about that too much. Like, and people making the comparison, it's going to be with compliments to both.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think probably being tight to Tony Storm will help as well. You know,
Yeah.
like, people distinguish it as part of that, the black and white gimmick almost as well, even though I know she's not. But
Yeah. She's in the cinematic.
she's in that cinematic, you know.
Balor says, what were things WWE did better than AEW in 2023? Rock taking Cody's spot feels like a kick in the dick. Can't do one more year of reigns as champion.
Is that what did?
How long have we
WWE
got? How long?
do better?
What did WWE better than AEW?
All right.
Well,
I tell you what, there's going to be enough firepower here, so I'm going to like just lean back for a minute and let you guys do your thing.
like everything, like honestly, like it was WWE's year, and I think it should be.
AEW had sensational matches. We should point that out.
WWE probably didn't do as good a job as filling a stadium as AEW, and maybe they did. I can't remember the attendances of WrestleMania those 2 nights, but like. It was WWE's year, genuinely it was, and I know that like we kind of carry the reputations, myself and Sige, as like the WWE guy and the AEW guy. That's probably broadly true, but equally will definitely acknowledge when one show is better than the other, definitely. And like you can read all about the rise of AEW in Sidgwick's fantastic book. I think there could be a book on WWE 2023 and the rise of Triple H in charge of it. It's been that.
Who would write that book though? Who would?
I need to start putting a pitch together on this. Like it is that sensational that it happened. That is the story. The story is that WWE did manage this, or Triple H kind of led WWE to manage this when absolutely nobody would have predicted it. There was always going to come a point where maybe AEW would start to fall short from the high standards it's set in its early years. But I would have assumed that if people saw that coming, it would have been with, oh, now they're both rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like WWE's
having a flop.
WWE's never coming back. Vince is going to die, but he's not going to die till he's like 110, and that's it. That's what we're stuck with. We're stuck with this forever and ever and ever. So yeah, that's the story that like WWE creatively was incredibly satisfying.
And it's like it was impossible to even fathom at all, because like remember when Cody went back to WWE and everyone was like, he's an idiot. Yeah, guy's an idiot. Like,
nice one for betting on yourself, but
I remember having.
Enjoy your nice payday.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember hearing from people in our office of like how sometimes he does dumb stuff where he'll just make a rash choice because he thinks he knows better. He actually does know better. Like his history has proven him right now on multiple different occasions. So yes, in the balance here, but he did the unfashionable thing. He went back, and yes, a lot of people were like trying to. It's kind of similar to what they're doing with Punk right now, which is it's easy to read into. They'll see a picture and they'll be like, ah.
Oh, his heart
he
isn't
looks
in it
so
anymore.
sad. You can tell behind his eyes. Can you?
Yeah.
Do you know him that well?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to read into something. If you want to see it, you'll find it. But like, I think the most impressive thing they've done is like win back like the faith.
Yeah.
Because that should have taken longer. I think. Like
attendances.
I accept that like AEW's been a show maybe last year where it's been less engaging week to week. I guess, like,
fair.
In terms of like the highs, but that's against its own highs is the thing. Like I don't really have AEW is the one I watch, and I genuinely think like for my own personal taste, I can appreciate what people are saying, but I don't need it to be 10 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
But I would happily concede there have been like middling moments, but it just makes it interesting. If they go down and have this like wobble patch, and then now they're like, okay, we've noticed we've done a few things wrong. Tony Khan stretched himself a bit thin or whatever. Who's to say they can't like bring it back? Maybe not to the heights of the Fed. The Fed is literally red hot right now, and anybody who wants to deny that is just lying to themselves and to wrestling.
There's that sort of take that I know, like Sige can articulate better than me, but the idea of the way WWE promotes and presents pro wrestling, it can never be a 10 to a certain type of wrestling fan, and it's not just him. I see that from a lot of people, and I understand that too. But great matches have happened in WWE. Massive stars have ascended in WWE. Even bigger stars still kind of have laid in the background, as we have seen as they're coming to the fore in WrestleMania season. Cohesive stories have taken place every single week. Attendances have skyrocketed. Like, television ratings are through the roof. The developmental system is in the greatest health it's been in terms of the relationship with the main roster. Every single aspect from the viewing entertainment point of view and the business perspective has fired. And the story is not one single success. It's the whole thing. And the pressure on 2024 is for them to have as good and if not better year. Like, can they do it? Can they at least keep the ship steady? Like, this is, I would say 2024 is AEW's 2022. 2021, they come back from the pandemic and, oh my God, this is the hottest wrestling show in the world. Can they keep it rolling? And I think the answer was probably no in 2022. And then we saw the wheels really fall off a little bit in 2023. Yeah. WWE's job in 2024 with so much of a bigger machine behind it than AEW ever did. Can you, like, how long can you maintain this hot period for? Because the boom was probably realistically 98 to 2001. Like, you managed a 3-year boom. Can you make this one last longer?
Yes. And in fairness, what was
Triple H's, I would say, in NXT was about creatively was probably about 2 years.
Like, compared against what would you like solid to the point where you go, you'd stand by it, the AEW boom?
I personally would say 2020.
You and I are both on this bus.
2022.
Yeah.
I would say Sidgwick would include 2019 in that, and I would understand the argument for it too.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. 2020 and 2020 to 2022. Bearing in mind you're navigating the pandemic
Yeah,
well, which is incredible.
A
Really,
huge
when you think about it.
achievement.
It's a major what if, that isn't it, of what happens.
Yeah.
if-
I mean, that would have been even more interesting if the fans are there. That's the thing for me. That's why that was even more impressive, because it was like I couldn't bring myself to watch wrestling in general for a bit because it just felt too sad without the fans and stuff. But whenever I did, I was like, how on earth are AEW managing to do this?
Yeah.
And WWE, I always felt like I'm watching Shane McMahon.
What is this?
How has this happened? But
Yeah.
Final couple of questions, then we'll get to the quiz. Bushin Ryu Cat is back. Thank you again for your donation. Does Gunther lose his IC title at WrestleMania, and by who?
Yes, and I'm just going to go for we get everything we want because it's WrestleMania 40 and say Chad Gable.
Gable. You sort of get a better argument from me, unless they did something like a Sheamus.
Again,
which I'll
like
be accept, but he hasn't really been around recently, has he? So
it is like there are a couple of WrestleMania matches that feel locked in, but it is selection headaches up and down the card. There's like 2 or 3 options for most of your champions, even if the big matches feel relatively assured.
I mean, the Punk can have it if he wants. Like,
I'd love to see Punk
with
and
the
Gunther.
IC belt.
I would love to see Punk
you
and
wouldn't
Gunther.
like the same with the IC belt, though.
Well, right, no.
Yeah.
But should we be adjusting at the way we think about the
I
Intercontinental?
would.
Like as
No,
Gunther,
well, I would, but that's not what CM Punk would have signed.
Maybe
up.
not.
Well-
He'll want that match for sure.
a big thing.
Well,
to,
will he? Because he don't like chaps, does he? So how's that going to work?
from perception, from perception point of view, we should be adjusting how we think about the IC title. Otherwise, what's been the point of Gunther's run? You know, like at some point down the line, maybe you keep the belt on him to bash at
But
Berlin and
you-
he main events with that.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, you've been around long enough to know that is very easy to say when the champion is Gunther. It's going to be a lot less easy to say when the champion ain't Gunther.
Aye, then
It's
like
not fair.
Gable's
Like-
such a good winner because he's polished far more turds than the Intercontinental title in his time. You know, like the
A lot more tag partners for sure.
yeah.
And finally, one question I wanted to ask you about your 2024 predictions. Who jumped ship this year?
Oh,
I'm saying Ricky Starks after watching him train with Odyssey Jones in Natalia's own gym.
right.
Interesting.
hadn't
It's
seen
not a bad
that.
shout.
It's
It's hard not knowing as much about contracts.
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking. If contracts mean nothing,
Yes.
I feel like Keith Lee might jump back.
Do you think?
And I don't know, like Triple H got him eventually in NXT.
Dillinger going back?
Well, I mean,
He's done, yeah. He left AEW,
Well,
so
I'm
yeah,
sure he's
exactly.
AEW,
it
so-
feels like he might give him the number 10 slot in the Rumble, if nothing else.
Aye, like a bit like
He's a
when he
one-shot
gave,
or something.
Was it Nia Jax came back for the Rumble and then didn't really come back
Yeah.
for like a year or something?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
A jump. Again, just to go back to the prior answer, I think it's easier to manifest AEW to WWE jumps, and that should tell you where the product's at. Like, I don't know about Miro's contract, but if there was no such thing as a contract, I think he'd be back in WWE tomorrow.
Mad to think there are now we're in a situation where I would imagine, I can't claim to know, but I'd imagine there's way more people in AEW who want to jump to WWE right now.
It
Surely.
feels that way, doesn't it? And
Like-
and as it should really, like the pendulum should swing, and and when people do jump and WWE suddenly looks a bit full, others should be thinking, I'm worth more than this.
I think Drew might go the other way.
And
And I think
but
it could be really amicable. I sense that we might be heading that way of like, I know he's losing a lot.
He's not daft,
That
is he?
great bit where you thought he'd won on day one.
Yeah.
Where his foot was in the ropes. And if they could go the whole hog and him say, one more shot. If I don't win it, I'm gone. And that's, I know he's losing on the way out, but he's not
But
losing
it's
to,
keeping not burning the bridge
Yeah.
on the way out. Yeah.
I wonder if the money was right, and it would be a lot of money, because of how much of a Vince guy he was. I wonder if like Brock Lesnar's been sending any text messages. Like his drawing power has diminished, but you loved him and Vince had that. Like they believed
Well,
they
he
were
left,
kind of,
didn't he? He stormed out when
Yeah.
Vince was gone. He's like, if he's gone, I'm gone.
They looked at each other and kind of thought, we're the same, you and I. And they believed it. And that was the thing, like, I believe I'm a billionaire. I believe I'm as jacked as you, Brock. They kind of
Yeah.
like saw that in each other. And like, I wonder if like Brock, ever the mercenary and fair play to him, just sends the text. Or gets the text, should I say, or whatever
That's
it is.
the way it
and,
would
like,
work, I think.
Yeah.
It would have to be a bucket load because you
X
can just
million.
name how much you
The
want.
zeros and continued on the next message.
Yeah. And he goes,
I don't think
and
he
says,
asks.
Yes. And I wonder like what that would look like.
Having said that, counter offer. Not saying he takes the title off him. Gunther versus Brock at WrestleMania 40.
That would be incredible.
You've got your spoil for choice. That's the great thing about this year. There's so many options. You just hope they pull the trigger on the right ones.
We might. I don't think we've done it for a long time, and we might do it, to be honest. But I dread to think, when people do like a predicting WrestleMania's card in January or whatever.
Yeah.
Mine, I'd be like, so it's 2 6-hour shows with every dream match you can possibly think of.
3 night WrestleMania.
I've got a big one for night 3, yeah.
Because you're like, you get a main event, and you get a main event, and you get the main event.
Remember how we always want to talk about Cody finishing the story on the Raw after WrestleMania? Well, have I got a match for you?
Yeah, WrestleMania Monday Night Raw.
Right, enough more of this. It's now time for a bloody good quiz. And this week's quiz is brought to you by Blake Myers. If you want your name associated with the hashtag Bloody Good Quiz, then all you need to do is leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts or send one to me, adam.wilbourn@whatculture.com, just like Blake's done. Blake says, hi, lads. This is Blake from Fort Collins, long-time listener. I hope you guys helped me get back into wrestling right around the 6 months before the launch of AEW. Love the back and forth between the Dadleys and the banter from Mr. Wilbourn. Thank you very much. Big fan of Simon and the news at the end of the week banter. Sorry if I don't name jack all of the guys. They rotate and I'm bad with names. Just to let them know they rule, please. I picked up Sidge's book and just wanted to say, keep up the good work. And I've just realised his full name is Christopher Blake Myers. So thank you, Christopher Blake Myers.
He's bad with names too.
He's bad with names too. Everybody's bad with names.
But thank you for that. And this week's quiz, nice and easy one. All about New Year's resolutions.
Oh, okay.
Any New Year's resolutions this year?
Nah. I'm just great every year.
I've decided to not take things so seriously. I think.
Yeah, that's your one major issue.
I'm looking to watch a bit more wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm going to get shoot jacked by WrestleMania. I'm going to get on the juice. I've decided.
You're going to get shoot jacked.
Yeah, the mountain juice.
Right, 10 questions. What would you shouting?
Now, don't let emotions boil over here, right?
Yes.
It's just a quiz. It's just for fun, this one. Right?
Fine.
I know tensions are high, everyone. But
It's funny because the one thing I
Well,
don't want tomorrow is a draw.
Can you imagine?
So,
Can you imagine if you were doing the quiz right now with Sidgwick today of all days before the day before the oh god,
And the loser has to wear the winner's colours.
That's never happening ever.
Disgusting.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
it's-
entering that bet as a joke.
it's filth. It's not even. It's filth because there's only like one Sunderland fan in here. Is that right?
I think so.
Oh, James Heppel.
Yeah, Heppel upstairs, yeah.
But yeah, he was actually in the office, So
I mean, Cedric, it's shithouse amnesty. That's fine. There's going to be no. That's on camera. We've agreed that. So there's absolutely going to
we
be
didn't
no,
even have to agree that. We're just that's the way we're made.
very, very myself. And
There's a reason why me and Phil have drawn quizzes for years because it's just.
It's just too long.
I've agreed to nothing, by the way.
Oh, you're going to be the worst.
What would have been funny is if we'd done a bit where we'd like I'd worn a Newcastle top and you'd worn a Sunderland top, and then he comes in the referee top, which is actually black and white stripes as well, and then it would have been 2-1, and then it would be like, what a big reveal plot twist. But
now it's going to be 2-1 tomorrow, Nicholas.
To you, which is the problem.
I genuinely just want Chesterfield to lose so we are out of the cup so we can concentrate on the league.
Who?
So good luck, Watford. 10 questions, multiple choice, shouting your name. Wait for me to come to you. Just for fun, though. Remember that.
New Year's resolutions.
I was looking through some old WWE videos where they ask wrestlers their New Year's resolutions, and I also found some clips where they got lazy towards the end of the year and just did segments like that.
Okay.
But who made their 2017 in-ring? This was who made their 2017 New Year's resolution to join the New Day? They came out, they pitched to do it, they even did a little dance. Was it The Miz, Titus O'Neil, Chris Jericho, or Heath Slater?
Weird bunch.
Dark time. I remember watching this.
So they made it their 2017 resolution.
They said they came out, New Day were in the ring. They were
Is this like on Raw? On
on
SmackDown or
Raw?
something?
Yeah.
So this would have been in 2016 potentially, or early.
Start of the first Raw of the year.
What are the names again?
The Miz, Titus O'Neil, Chris Jericho, or Heath Slater. Don't forget, both of you.
Is this like so? Miz is like IC champ at this point,
Yeah.
right?
Both of you, don't forget, have a phoner.
And what do you
Ask the
admit?
chat.
Miz TV segment might have been a gimmick. I don't know.
Jericho was doing a list stuff with Owens. Hamflett, I'm going to take a punt on Heath Slater.
No, dear, that's wrong.
That's wrong. It's a toss-up between Titus and whoever I said before. Miz. Titus O'Neil, because he likes to dance to the horror. Yeah. And you love him as well. So
Yeah.
what was it he used to say again?
Which one? The millions of dollars?
No, your favourite one that you used to do all the time and have decided for some reason that you don't do
I
anymore.
wanted to do the bark for a second there. Titus, well, wait!
There you are.
It's been a while since you've
It has,
brought that one out, yeah.
The last time he was scared to get out at the bark and the thing at the Dudley's live show, wasn't
Yeah.
Because you haven't done it in a while. It was like your whole, literally your whole gimmick for like 3 years.
Did you do it at WrestleMania when he came out for the commentary spot?
I probably did.
We were at a house show where Titus came out. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was the funniest.
Incredible.
Very funny.
So we went to a live show.
Someone may have been a little bit drunker than the rest of us.
I had my foot in a boot.
Did have his foot in a boot.
And and because I'd looked at the card from the Birmingham show the night before, and it was like, so and so, and I was like, well, they face Titus, so it's going to be Titus, and then I think Apollo Crews came out.
Yeah, because Titus didn't actually come out was the bit.
Yeah,
if you recall.
You were waiting for his music because we were like, here we go. Say it was the Miz, for example.
Yeah.
Miz is there, right? Silence. And we know the opponent is going to be Titus. And Apollo Crews is just.
Is that?
And then he did come out later, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he came out.
Different match, I think. Yeah.
Anyway, 1-0 to Nicholas. Question number 2. One Michael Sidgwick once wrote an article for whatculture.com suggesting New Year's resolutions for people. Entry number 1.
You.
I don't know. Yeah.
Michael Hamflett needs to cut. I'm not going to swear because I know you've got to do it.
What did he suggest, Michael Sidgwick, this is? Stephanie McMahon's New Year's resolution should be for
Oh,
2017. Is it
You do be hating Stephanie.
be more considerate of others? Is it more TV time? Is it win a title? Or is it stop being the worst?
I mean,
See, it feels like him at the end there, but that also feels like him.
I was going
You know what I mean?
Hamflett, I'll go with stop being the worst.
Yeah, that feels right, yeah.
That was a really awful time for that Stephanie character.
Yeah.
She hired Mick Foley and despised him every week until she's acting.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got his I know.
Sent him out with the belt. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Twice. Oh.
You get the jam belt.
Yeah. Yeah. When does that? Was the 24/7 title?
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, God.
hey,
yeah,
why
when
don't we
he
send
loved
him
it.
out again with a, hey, Mick, what you doing on Monday? It's better not be like last time. It's not like
No,
last
it's
time.
green belt now.
It's different belt.
It's green.
It's just like the hardcore title. Kind of.
Foley looked awesome in 2016. Remember,
Yeah.
he looked really slim, shaved head. He
Yeah.
started wearing the plaid suit jacket rather than the plaid shirt.
Yeah, I was really into him with the big hair and the big beard. When he shaved the hair, because when he shaved the hair off, it ended up going okay, but he clearly done it himself. Because it was like, and he might just have a weird shaped head as well.
Yeah.
But he definitely done that himself, and it was like it looked like. Do you remember when Elias came out? Ezekiel came out, and he still looked like he just.
Yeah,
He still had like big black hairs that are sticking
he'd
out.
been backstage doing it just
someone
before.
was like, "Oh my god, he's changed the plan."
Yeah.
I don't know whose kegs these are.
Who's the Ezekiel guy? It's you. What do you mean?
Good
It's
one.
You, your alter ego. What do you mean?
Dressed fully in the drifter stuff.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've got this orange wrestling gear underneath. Goes out like the Rock.
Question number 3. Who was the first wrestler eliminated from the Elimination Chamber at New Year's Revolution
Oh god.
2005?
Oh,
Chris Benoit, Batista, Chris Jericho, or Edge?
come on, you were there watching this.
Yeah.
Nicholas. No. Retracted. Edge. I don't care.
I was like, Shawn Michaels screwed him, and I was thinking, was he not the one the last few? But he wasn't.
Yeah,
First
was it
again.
early on?
Shawn was the ref.
I was trying to remember. Because did he not do something later? Was that name?
No, that was
Did he get him?
that was later in the quiz.
Oh no, actually, I think I went. That's really obvious. I won't do that one. Question 4.
You're so clever.
Of course,
don't
as
you?
we all know, these questions.
It was Elimination Chamber 2009. It was in my. I think it was out.
As we all know, these quizzes with 9 questions.
The famous 9-question
That's a funny story. That was when I was at my wedding. I was telling quite a few jokes about Anne Louise as part of my speech. 'Cause
Right.
That's what you meant to do, right?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
And Anne Louise was looking at my best man Ben. She saw him just doing this. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's gone. Sorry again, Ben.
Yeah.
Question number 4. We cursed AEW in 2021 because we suggested New Year's resolutions for WWE and AEW. But what did we suggest that AEW should do? Was it have a second show?
It's a question just for him. Is this?
Sign CM Punk, add lots more titles, or sign more WWE cast-offs?
Have a little Dudley's quiz over there.
It's got to be add more shows.
Add a second show.
Add a second show.
That's correct.
Book it well. Just don't
Hey, we
add a
forgot
second
that
show and
part.
just don't turn it into Rampage.
Yeah. All right, they'll do it. It's called Collision. Oh, what happened? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the congratulations to Cosmic Joe's getting lots of correct answers in the chat here. But I've also had a comment here from James Sexcellent Right.
nice. Well done.
And I'm confused what he means by this. He says, Huzzah, came in late, but Hamflett and Nicholas means a podcast horseman retweet. What on earth is he talking about?
What does that mean, Michael?
Well, he's the artist formerly known as Jimmy Blade.
Jimmy
a
Blade.
tremendous wrestler on the Northeast scene in the mid-2000s, and maybe beyond, but I only saw him in the mid-2000s.
Legend.
Is referring to Podcast Horseman. In my opinion, the best. There are several, but in my opinion, the best episode-by-episode audio review podcast is the critically acclaimed Netflix series BoJack Horseman, which you can find wherever you get your podcasts, I believe. Nicholas, have you ever listened to it?
No, never. Never. It's the first time I'm hearing about this.
It's much like Shane McMahon. You can hear people really struggling during the pandemic and talking about.
How many did you do pre-pando?
Where we've done 9 episodes.
I think it was about 9, maybe.
Yeah, there's a pre-record that we do when we knock out 3 in like late March, and we think this is going to get these done. Have a couple of weeks off for the old cold that everybody's catching,
the sniffles. The sniffles that's happening.
And then the rest of it. We wrapped it in the
all of
studio.
it, yeah.
Rest of it after that.
I think it was from episode 11, I want to say, onwards maybe.
Pandemic Diary / BoJack Horseman review and Jimmy Blade, James Sexcellent, which is a great name.
Great name. Multiple great names, Jimmy Blade.
Always plugs it. I'll retweet his plug later on. And he's very kind whenever we do podcasts together.
It's good. Pleasant.
Only 3 possible answers for this one, which will make itself obvious why in a second. Other than John Cena, name the only wrestler not eliminated from the Elimination Chamber at New Year's Revolution 2006 by Carlito and Chris Masters. The one not eliminated by them, okay? Other than John Cena. Kane, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels.
Nicholas, I don't know why, and I don't know the answer, but it's the start.
Yeah.
But my head says Shawn Michaels, so I'll go with Shawn Michaels, please.
No, dear, that's wrong.
It was Kane.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Oh.
I can double check this now. You've said
No, I think you're right. No, I think you're right. It's Kurt
I like
Angle.
this. He didn't double check mine, did he? Eh?
I was concerned.
Shawn was the only one who it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like they've got like Masters and Carlito beating the like they were beating everyone
it was
by
Kurt.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shawn eliminated Kurt Angle.
There you go.
Well.
And then they were like, it's 2-on-1 against Cena. Boy, that means it has to be a title change.
Yeah, the 2-on-1 to everybody else, and it was like not him.
Wow. Sorry.
Really? Just one more. And then we can sort it out between the two of us. Anyway, question 6 to all.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
What was MJF's New Year's resolution for 2021? Is it stop interacting with poor people? Bang more rats? Fat people gotta go? Or find a new best friend?
They're not like all of the above.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking.
I thought he was going to drop an all of the above.
all the bill
option.
because I've heard him say, "Fat people got to go." I remember. Bang more rats. I feel like I remember.
Such a piece of trash, man. No, obviously he's
No,
not.
no.
For 2021.
What were the options again? Just
Stop interacting with poor people. Bang more rats. Fat people gotta go. Find a new best friend.
I think it's find your best friend because he was cutting a promo about this and he said he should like all those things. A thing he wants to continue to do or something like that. Because I feel like
But
I've
he
heard him
needs a
say
new
those
best
words.
friend.
Needs a new best friend.
No, dear, that's
bang
wrong.
more rats.
No,
He
dear,
already
that's
had
wrong.
a new best friend because he was in the inner circle by this point.
Yeah. Well, he still needed a new one.
He just
basically.
agreed. He had them all agree that fat people got to go,
Oh,
and that was when what's your man with the hat who wears the hat in the inner circle called? Jake Hager. It was like championships, yeah.
Jake Hatman. That's him, isn't it?
Yeah, man with a hat. He'd accept that, wouldn't he? Like that.
Yeah, sure he should.
Yeah,
So he should. Oh, we got a bit, yeah? What if you just said it?
always.
Forever now.
It's contract season, Jake. I'm gonna get jacked.
Remember when he was like in that interview the other week where he's like, "I'm bloody mad at you, Danhausen. You got my hat," and everybody was like, "That's 6 months ago, Jake. Buy a new hat."
You all, most likely a million, buy a new hat.
Yeah.
Get a new hat, lad.
Question 7. Whose 2014 New Year's resolution was to become a doctor? Was it Zack
That was me,
Ryder?
thanks. No, thank you not to talk about it.
Zack
You are
Ryder,
PhD in wrestling.
Dr. Fed.
Dr. Michael.
Dr. Fed.
Dr. Fed.
Dr. Fed FBI.
Hey, new character's just dropped. Dr. Fed.
I've got,
Dr. Fed MD.
I've got the diagnosis for your wrestling blues. It's called Monday Night Raw.
Raw. Take some of these reds, take some of these blues.
Doctor, I'm glad I caught you. I've got a real sort of fear going around. I'm sort of nervous everywhere I go. I was wondering if you could you sort of diagnose what's wrong with me.
Well, let Dr. Fed tell you. Ain't paranoia, it's the use of.
Oh my God!
Well, that's that. That's 2024.
Dr. Fed. I don't feel like I've got enough hours in my life of wrestling on a Monday. I'll take 3 of these and call me in the morning.
Slide away, boys. Slide away.
So who's 2014? Doesn't matter.
Ain't paranoia, it's my favourite line
incredible.
of shit that we've ever
Did
come
we?
drinking on a stream.
That was it,
We must have
yeah.
repeated
Yeah,
the
paranoia.
same joke like 7
Hang on.
times.
You two finding one joke and going, hey, we've got something here.
Hey,
We're proper like, no, wait there, right? Because I've
Yeah.
been getting like the nervous sweat. Is that so?
we have to meet Jimmy and Jay and tell them about this.
Royal Rumble stream.
Oh yeah.
Last one was Survivor Series. Only big stuff now. That's sort of
Yeah.
the rule.
We're doing more of a relaxed schedule.
The tribal chiefs of the streaming world. Yeah, we already turned up for the main.
Hey, I
shows.
cannot wait for the Aussie show when the Americans are like, oh, I've got to wake up.
One show for the last 20 years.
They were moaning about New Japan, weren't they, the other day?
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit late, this.
Yeah.
It's like you could have started watching it for starters 5 years ago. There might not be in such trouble.
Aye. But do the Australian stream. Like, do Elimination Chamber, start day drinking at 9:30 in the morning. Like, walking out of the office and like coming out of the cinema.
Coming out of Rising 4 in the morning.
Right, question 7. Whose New Year's resolution was to become a doctor? Was it Zack Ryder, Jinder Mahal, Xavier Woods, or Damien Mizdow?
Nicholas, I don't know, but it sounds like a Xavier Woods type deal.
Did it?
Yeah.
This was back, they had him and R-Truth just bloody palling it up.
Great.
So this was must have been pre-New Day.
Yeah. New Day was like something like September 2014.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to be calling you Dr. Fed now because that's great. I don't.
Brian's got another bit of work on his hands now. Knocking that up. Your
yeah.
medical
Oh, yeah.
practice.
Sorry, Brian. You've been fed pilled.
I was trying to think. This picture of you dressed as Morpheus from your red and blue pills, like
Raw. Smack.
this one.
Third hand with the yellow one.
Third one, NXT.
The black leather trench coat, but it's a doctor's jacket.
That's what I was thinking. White coat.
Oh, yeah.
White glasses. White. I tell you as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could have the instead of the Morpheus glasses, you could have the LA night glasses on.
Let's get your Bret the Hitman Hart ones on. Dr. Fed, I've got the jacket. You bring the glasses in. I should have a doctor's jacket from when I worked in the pharmaceutical factory.
Dr. Fed.
Dr. Fed.
Dr. Fed's going to be joining me for the Royal Rumble live stream.
I'm bringing that jacket in.
It's
You
like a
better.
terrible Dynamite in a few weeks' time. And I'm like, Sidge, I've got the cure for the common grumpy wrestling fan. Because I'm Dr. Fed.
Well, I haven't got it because I'm not a doctor. But I know a man who is.
Under the desk.
It's the doctor hole.
He's slapping my hand away. I'm trying to put like a stethoscope on his step.
You know, like the
Stethoscope on. Like,
Yeah, I know the
Come here,
Wallace-
Michael. 1 second.
do you know the Wallace and Gromit thing? He just puts his arms over the doctor's jacket, falls onto him.
Wall opens up and just.
So I'm going like, oh, that's, a bit slow to me. I think you need some SmackDown in your life.
Right, final few questions.
One final beat you need. That's what.
There's not enough network in your diet. You've not had your 5 peacocks a day.
You've not had your 5 peacocks a day. Oh,
Mr. McMahon.
there's your aortic chamber there. There's your elimination chamber over there. That's good. Phil Chambers is in there as well. That's odd. Weird noises coming from your chest.
You're going crazy. I think you've got a case of WrestleMania.
The same paranoia.
Where are we? Question 8. 3-2 to Nicholas. Mr. McMahon in 2002 talked about his New Year's resolution, which was apparently destroying Ric Flair.
Good.
And almost...
Flair
Hey.
shot by himself in the end.
Babyface himself there, hasn't he? Old Vinny.
Almost. almost becoming Time Person of the Year 2001. But who won it in 2001? Was it George W. Bush, Rudy Giuliani, Vladimir Putin, or Mel Gibson?
Hamflett.
Bloody hell, that's a cast of creeps, isn't it?
But it's got to be Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
Mayor of New York, wasn't he?
America's
He certainly
mayor.
was.
And look at it now.
He's melting.
Hey, he's melting.
Have you got anything for that, Dr. Fed? Absolutely not. Like, wrestling will not fix what is wrong with Rudy Giuliani.
It's called the lethal injection. And it's to be administered by my good friend and bad lethal.
Who beat
Bad wrestler. I was going to say bad wrestler. It's not
bad
fair.
friend.
Bad friend. Yeah.
final couple of-
Dr. Fed has never seen the work of Chili. Don't worry about that.
No, Dr. Fed has. That's why he became a doctor. No more of this.
Dr. Fed enjoyed your Macho Man impression because Dr. Fed remembers Randy Savage.
Dr. Fed talks in the third person.
The Dr. Fed says. No, you idiots. Dr. Fed's dead. He's locked in my basement.
You can never read Dr. Fed's handwriting. It's all right. He literally only ever writes WWE.
Yeah.
So, like,
No. What are you going to prescribe today, Dr. Fed?
well,
I just don't know.
Back at New Year's Revolution 2007, who beat Ric Flair on that show? Was it Vladimir Kozlov, Kenny Dykstra, Johnny Nitro, or Chris Masters?
this is the last question.
It's a penultimate question.
Hamflett, Kenny Dykstra.
Yay!
What a weird time that was.
Yeah.
He was really getting pushed, wasn't he, Kenny?
And apparently there's like a, I don't know, baseball player or an American footballer or someone called Lenny Dykstra. So I'm just thinking, Dykstra must be his real name. No, he's like Ken Doan or something. And there's like a baseball player
Nicked the
called
name.
Len. They've heard some, Lenny? Well, we got a Kenny. Like, that was it. That's
Wait
how-
a minute.
He needed a surname because obviously the cheerleaders only had, like Spirit Squad only had names.
Mickey, Mackie,
Wilbourn! Dr. Fed.
I also like the fact if his name was Ken Doan, they were like, I just can't Ken Doan this, I'm afraid.
Ken Doan stick. Not Ken Doan's dick. Ken Doan stick.
Ken Doan's
It's a
dick.
Charlotte Flair joke.
Time for some new directions for WWE with Ken
Ken
Doan's
Doan's
dick. Oh yeah, it was still one of the greatest moments ever. That wasn't it? It was like my good friend Ken. I think you met him before, haven't you? Ken Doan's dick. Thanks, Charlotte.
WWE writers still got it.
Nothing but net.
Hulk Hogan tackling the watch hands. What you gonna do? Go on, Hulk.
Which really just sounds like you're saying chugging a do.
Yeah.
That's you in the office chugging a do. Chugging a do.
Say what if the dead man screwed your mama? What? Just like I thought. I had sex with your mother. What?
Oh, bollocks, I've not stopped anything.
Bones on your mother.
Right, so you
Say what if BSK went 5 on your mother?
I told Vince, I've already trained for 30 minutes, man. Don't make me just go 5.
I had sex with her, but then I made her get changed in the corridor because she didn't respect the business.
She didn't go out in the back. I didn't like dead man didn't like that.
She was eating a snack over Godfather's bag. I said, get out.
what snack was she eating?
These nuts.
What?
Question number 10. What was Brodus Clay's 2014 resolution?
That's right then, haven't I?
Yeah.
Ah.
Be himself. Make America great again. Eat an antelope. Or put on a 5-star match with EC3.
What year was this?
2014.
Ah, so it wasn't that then.
Still the Funkasaurus, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what we've got to do here. It's happened.
Yeah.
It happens every quiz. The people have come. They are here with us. So we're going to pick... No. Press the button because it's time
It's time for a...
to phone Yeah. Let's do it.
At the moment, the only answer from Cosmic Joe is eat everything, which wasn't an option.
Wasn't an option. Wasn't an option.
Eat everybody.
You know? What if I ate everybody?
The options are be himself, Make America Great Again. Eat an antelope. Put on a 5-star match with these.
I can't believe we're
six
out of
women.
two and one of them is eating antelope.
I know.
But he was a dinosaur, though, wasn't
Yeah.
he? So, like,
Yeah, but the fact that he's laughing at, so I'm trying to think he's maybe trying to like either laughing at his own creation, or maybe he's laughing at the fact that it's not his own creation.
yeah.
He's falling on this. He's not as clever as he is, but sometimes he gets lucky with a double up.
Be himself would be like him trying to talk his way out the gimmick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be Brodus Clay rather than be Brodus Clay the Funkasaurus.
Well, ultimately, it doesn't matter what we think, Michael, because it's down to the people.
you're
And
right,
if
yeah.
the people get it wrong, then
over to the bonus.
people have ruined the quiz. So
Triple dot 31 says call his mama, which again wasn't an
It
option.
wasn't an option.
an option, but good.
Somebody else says, eat the phone.
MM writes, Antelope is on a roll. Mark Nadeau says probably MAGA, which would mean he invented it before
Yeah.
Donald Trump, just to maybe throw you
Wouldn't
off. that
surprise me. Like Trump stealing it off somebody else.
one. I'd love it.
He thought of Brodus Clay.
I was just watching
New Year's
wrestling.
resolutions on WWE's YouTube channel. Wait a second.
I saw a dinosaur on television and it said, "You gotta make."
They were extinct.
And I thought that's one resilient dinosaur. Need more of that. Why he's turning the dead man bit by bit there?
Yeah. Dinosaur came up to me, big guy, strong guy.
Bigly.
Tears were down his face. He said to me, "Sir, love your work."
Nobody knows more about dinosaurs than me. Nobody knows more than dinosaurs about me.
I don't even like them. Little arms.
Little lumps.
And
Loser.
God bless.
Loser. That dinosaur. I want to see him press the jump button and the shoot button at the same time.
And God bless Diplodocus.
I'm gonna have to push you for an answer here because it's all divided in the
God
chat.
bless Triceratops.
I didn't make a mistake. That's the father of the Triceratops.
Father, he's like, I've got to go home. Got stuff to do.
I'll tell you. I'll say.
Is there any, can I look in there?
Tuttles said a 5-star match. Not confident though. Yeah, because.
Yeah.
So I just say that we've had people guessing "Make America Great Again," eating an antelope, and putting on a 5-star match, but no one's guessed "Be Himself." I don't want to lead you down a certain path here, but what's your guess?
So we did a phone a boner to ignore the audience and go with a thinly veiled. Maybe you should pick that one, which worked out really well for Sidgwick during the quiz at the Dudley Boys live show. So why not? Let's go with answer A. It was "Be Myself." Yay!
He was
Thanks, guys.
transforming at that point from the Funkasaurus, and he was like, "I want to kick it. I want to be myself," which means kicking everybody's goddamn ass.
right.
You don't like it, you do 2 things. Like, put up with it and like it, or some bollocks. I don't know. It's like a wank.
Put up with it and like it.
Put up with it, I don't.
like it or lump it. And everyone's like, lump
It's
it.
stupid. Stupid is, stupid does.
Oh, wow. When I was a dinosaur, I fell off.
You know the thing
Stupid
about
tree.
dinosaurs, of course.
You used to call me Big Man, Little Brain. That's what they used to call me. When I was
Jericho walks in. We were kind of the last dinosaur.
Hey,
People are saying-
people said that about Brody Skate, but look how he proved them wrong, eh?
Yeah.
So there you go.
People are saying it's the best dinosaur they've ever seen. You know, that's not. I'm not saying that. People are saying that. Dave Meltzer said 5 stars for dinosaurs. That's what Dave Meltzer said.
Well, congratulations to Michael Hamflett and Adam Nicholas, co-winners of this week's quiz.
Let's not do it tomorrow. Someone have it tomorrow.
Yes, let us know how you got on X at WhatCultureWWE. Watch, they can follow all 3 of us. You can follow Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas, and you can follow Michael Hamflett at.
Dr. Fed, and you can follow Adam Wilbourn at.
Please change your name to Dr.
Please,
Fed.
Dr. Fed for one day and one day only before the derby. Maybe it's a good way to hide. Dr. Fed.
Yes, they'd never find you.
I will need a hiding place tomorrow.
You can follow me on X at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. Make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. The Collision and SmackDown previews are available right now. I just want to say a massive thank you as well to everyone who's joined us today in the chat, and thank you all for your donations as well. But for now, this has been WrestleCulture. My thanks to Adam Nicholas, to Dr. Fed. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
So you're Dr. Fed.
He's dead.
And does that make him nurse next?
Bye, everyone. Thanks for staying with us.
Nurse I do like that Nurse NXT.
Yeah.
Cedric won't want to play.
Dr. Fed.
Cedric won't want to play.
Dr. Fed. I'd 100% wear a nurse's uniform. Are we still on? Bye.
Bye.